Okay.
Tyson turned it down publicly.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are now facing a lawsuit from their sponsors over allegations of scripting their boxing match. Honestly, it was only a matter of time. Sponsors are claiming the fight was about as genuine as a reality TV breakup, and fans who bet their hard-earned money are likely furious. Agree.
Tyson made $20 million, allegedly. Jake Paul allegedly made $40 million. There were over 72,000 fans who attended, $18 million at the gate. This was actually the 9th highest combat sports gate ever.
Mike Tyson, nearing 60, managed to land just 18 punches, while Jake Paul, still in his late 20s, won by unanimous decision. Was this fight about the glaring age gap and predictable outcome, or just a massive payday? Tyson walked away with $20 million, and Paul scored an incredible $40 million. Seems like boxing now pays more for theatrics than actual fighting, doesn't it?
He won. Everyone won. Jake Paul won. Mike Tyson won. Netflix won. The fans, they got something. I don't know if the fans won.
They got reality.
Now, instead of dodging punches, they're dodging lawsuits from sponsors who didn't sign up for this circus. This legal drama might actually be more entertaining than the fight itself. Mike Tyson is facing a hefty $1.6 million lawsuit, and honestly, he might as well add a few extra million for how cringe-worthy that match was. The folks at Mature are the ones taking him to court wondering why. Stay tuned.
I'm boxing like a business.
Right.
He's handling like
it was a governing body, something like that?
No, it's like this is his playpen. Hey, let's put these, hey, come on, you want this? Hey, come on, let's put them in. Yeah, they don't want to fight. Hey, you guys want to fight? It's me. Yeah, let's fight together, you know?
Apparently, Tyson bailed on Metor's promotional deal faster than he gave up landing punches on Jake Paul. And this wasn't just any deal, it was a partnership that could have made Mator's pockets jingle. Instead, Tyson ditched them to team up with Netflix for the Paul fight, leaving Mator to foot the financial fallout. Now, things have escalated to London's High Court, and it's anything but a casual lawsuit. It's full-blown drama. Mator isn't just asking Tyson for $1.6 million, they're serving him a hefty slice of public humiliation to go with it. For Tyson, this isn't just about the money, it's about the hit to his reputation.
That suggests it may have been somewhat rigged. Now, there's varying degrees of arguments. The first is that
he might have been knocked out in the ring, but this lawsuit feels like the ref counting him out all over again, only this time. The fight's in a courtroom, and his opponent isn't Paul, it's Mator. The saddest part, Tyson's looking just as outmatched here as he was in the ring. The fight, he was outclassed. The lawsuit, same story, different stage.
Or how fast he can be at 58, Roy Jones. Rounds, Jake Paul, 12 of 53, 23%. Tyson coming out aggressively.
Let's break down the fight. November 15th, 2024, at T Stadium in Texas, the hype was unreal. Everyone thought they were about to see a battle for the ages. 70,000 fans packed into the stadium, with millions more streaming it on Netflix, all expecting a legendary showdown, a historic boxing match, right? Instead, what they got looked more like a senior citizens fitness class than a fight for the record books.
A 28-year-old kid who, used to be a YouTuber, and he's worked hard to learn boxing. He really has. He's come along, but really, he's still not of that level.
Tyson stepped into the ring and threw 97 punches, landing just 18. Yes, only 18. That's less than a quarter of what he aimed for. If this was his idea of a comeback, someone needs to give him a new strategy, maybe a rematch with his trainer instead of a YouTube star. Meanwhile, Jake Paul did what he does best: collect a fat paycheck without breaking a sweat. He won unanimously, which was honestly the most shocking part. Tyson, on the other hand, seemed to be fighting gravity more than his opponent. At one point, it felt like the referee might stop the fight, hand Tyson a chair, and ask if he needed a glass of water to get through it. And of course, social media did what it does best. The internet exploded, but not with excitement. Fans were furious. They shelled out premium money expecting a brutal showdown, only to get a circus act. Twitter went into full roast mode, with worst fight ever trending faster than Jake Paul running from real professional boxers.
Well, X has spoken. The fight was scripted. Everyone is talking about this on X, and the script was actually leaked on X a few days ago.
The conspiracy theories came rolling in fast. Fans were quick to claim the fight was staged, and honestly, they might have a point. Tyson's sudden exhaustion and Jake Paul's unexpected dominance felt as scripted as a reality TV finale. If there really was a script, someone should have at least made it exciting. Maybe throw in a surprise knockout or a steel chair for good measure. Even boxing purists couldn't resist jumping into the roast. They slammed the fight as a complete disgrace, likening it to a low-budget wrestling match. Legendary fighters also weighed in, probably shaking their heads in disbelief. wondering how the sport they worked so hard to build ended up featuring a retired champion and a YouTube prankster as the main event.
And a lot of people were buffering and unable to watch it despite signing up to pay for it.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, Netflix stepped in to add to the chaos. Their live stream of the fight crashed harder than Tyson did in round 5, with buffering issues and outages affecting around 90,000 viewers. Now, Netflix is staring down a $50 million class action lawsuit from furious fans who, let's be honest, were probably more entertained by the error screen than the actual match. So, let's tally the damage. Tyson's getting sued, Netflix is getting sued, and Jake Paul. He's somehow walking away richer, more famous, and, unfortunately, even more unbearable. If this fiasco proved anything, it's that boxing might officially be on life support or worse, trapped in a reality TV nightmare where credibility doesn't even make it past round 1.
Last Friday's big ringside fight could be heading to court. A Florida man has filed a $50 million lawsuit against Netflix claiming breach of contract after subscribers dealt with buffering issues during the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight.
Mike Tyson's fight might have been the main event, but Netflix took the hardest hit not from angry tweets, but from a $50 million class action lawsuit filed by furious fans. The complaints: false advertising, emotional distress, and financial damages, with fans demanding Netflix pay for what they called the streaming equivalent of a flat tire. Given how much Netflix likely spent securing the streaming rights, this lawsuit could go down as the priciest buffering wheel in history. Legal experts are calling it Netflix's most expensive glitch, suggesting this case might reshape how streaming platforms approach live sports. It's like Netflix tried to play ESPN for one night and ended up looking like a low-budget YouTube stream from 2008. For a company that revolutionized binge-watching, you'd think they'd have nailed live streaming by now.
To me,
I'll just be real bummed out to see Mike get KO'd
Right,
at 58 years
at
old.
60, basically.
like, what other sport would we let a 58-year-old man compete other than golf?
If you thought Tyson and Paul could just cash their big checks and move on, think again. The backlash from this fight hit harder than any punch that night. Both fighters are now drowning in controversy, lawsuits, and public outrage. For Mike Tyson, this might be the messiest chapter of his already dramatic career. His legendary boxing legacy, built on brutal knockouts and iconic victories, is now overshadowed by a fight where he looked like he needed a nap after every jab. His name is forever linked to a match that fans are calling a boxing scam, a heavyweight champion reduced to a punchline in a scripted circus. Talk about a career twist no one saw coming. Interview 12. Then there's Jake Paul, who somehow becomes more hated after every event he headlines. Fans accused him of fighting a retirement home version of Tyson, with some even calling the bout a glorified sparring session. Even Paul's die-hard supporters couldn't defend the lackluster action, especially after rumors of a leaked fight script started circulating online.